Hello BookTube. Today I want to talk about the Cundill History Prize. The Cundill History Prize is one of the premier literary prizes that exclusively focuses on history. I first became aware of the Cundill History Prize in 2020 after having read the 2019 winner, Maoism: A Global History by Julia Lovell. I loved the book, and I looked into the Cundill History Prize at the time. And then the next year, I read the 2020 winner, Camilla Townsend's Fifth Son, and loved that one as well. So after that, I kept my eye on the prize. I'd every few months go to the Cundill Prize's website and see if there were any updates. I didn't exactly follow along in 2021. Didn't see the long list or the short list. I was aware of the finalists and, of course, the ultimate winner. And I did pick up one of the three finalists, The Horde by Marie Favereau. Because of the three, this one is the one that most obviously jumped out at me as something that was in my wheelhouse. But it wasn't until this year when a number of factors inspired me to really give the Cundill History Prize a much deeper look and a much deeper read. One of those forces is that I've been seeing a number of booktubers follow along on book prizes, mainly the Women's Prize and the Booker Prizes, but also the Pulitzer Prizes, the National Book Awards, and a few others. And the passion and joy that a number of these booktubers have when they're talking about the prizes, the books that they're predicting to be on the long lists, their reactions to the long list, their predictions for the short list, their reactions to the short list, their ultimate winner. It got me wanting to find a prize that I would have as much passion and as much joy engaging with. And my eye started to turn to the Cundill because I have read the past two winners and loved them. I've also read some of the books that have been on the finalist list, particularly 2019. I also read These Truths by Joe Lepore and loved it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should give a deep dive, a deep read to the Cundill History Prize a try. So, having read The Horde a few months ago, I decided to go ahead and pick up the other two finalists. So in August, I ordered and picked up Survivors by Rebecca Clifford and pre-ordered Blood on the River by Marjoleine, and eventually picked this one up or I got it in early September. And so over the course of September, I read both Survivors and Blood on the River. And so the rest of this video is me talking about the three finalists for the 2021 Cundill History Prize. So starting off with the first one I read, The Horde by Marie Favereau. This is a reassessment of the Golden Horde, a Mongol polity or Mongol horde that controlled the area from roughly Afghanistan, or parts of what's today Afghanistan, and Uzbekistan through to Ukraine, and maybe a little bit into Hungary. and how the Horde or the Golden Horde dominated this region from the mid 13th century through to the very early 16th century, and how the Horde played a much more vital role in this period in the international relations of the period. The book looks at the Horde's relationships with not only the Russian boyars, but also the Byzantine Empire, the Mamluks of Egypt, and the other hordes. And it's a really good book. I really enjoyed it. Survivors by Rebecca Clifford is about child survivors of the Holocaust and their lives after the World War II. How the survivors had to deal with their identity. Many of them would be adopted and really wouldn't know their family backgrounds. Many of those records have been lost. And also the lingering trauma that came with being a child survivor, and how these children and later adults sort of influenced psychology, which is a very strong and very engrossing subplot of this larger narrative, is how psychologists engaged with these children and gradually psychology evolved or changed over time, and also how these child survivors became more enmeshed in the larger survivor narrative as the years passed on and these survivors became the last ones still alive. So it's very powerful, very moving book. I really loved it. And finally, the ultimate winner of the 2021 Cundill History Prize, Blood on the River by Marjoleine. This is a history of the 1763 to 1764 slave rebellion on the Berbice River. The Berbice colony was controlled by the Dutch. It's now part of modern Guyana. And the book traces the origins of the rebellion, the antecedents of the rebellion, the kind of the slave trade of the period, Dutch colonial practices, looks into what the goals of the rebels were, and also of the internal politics of the rebels, as well as the internal politics of the colonists, and how the Berbice slave rebellion presaged the more successful Haitian rebellion and revolution a few decades later. This is a wonderful, powerful, moving history that is definitely a worthy winner. And I do think the judges got it right. This one is this was the right choice to win. So, I mean, I loved all three of them. And that really, much as I have loved the previous two winners that I've read, as well as the one finalist that I've read, I do have another one of the finalists from 2020 to get to, but I do want to focus on, in the next few weeks, reading the 2022 shortlist. I've got 4 of the books in. I've got another one on the way, and I'm probably going to order the remaining 3 sometime this week, and hopefully they'll come in soon. So I don't know if I'll necessarily finish the shortlist by the time the finalists come out, but we'll see. So anyway, but definitely, if you are looking for a history prize to follow, you could do, yeah, definitely check out the Cundill History Prize, and definitely check out these 3 books. They are all amazing, and I love them all. So anyway, BookTube, that's all I've got for today. So I will see you hopefully tomorrow with a tag video. So until then, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.